There's a moment in every man's life when the illusion finally dies. A moment when he stops looking over his shoulder, stops waiting for permission, stops waiting for rescue, stops waiting for someone to arrive and change his life. And in that very moment, something happens. He becomes free. I call this wild freedom. It's when you realize that it's up to you and you're free to actually do something about it, which means start working right now. There was a time when being seen as smart or athletic, cool or rich or whatever was important. That was performative for an audience. It was gaining approval. It was getting that girl to like you. It was all that messy stuff like thinking you are going to find a soulmate, and then one day you figure it out in some form. Nobody cares. Even friends and family, many of them are hoping that you lose. You figure it out. Even if you impress someone, many and most will silently resent you for it. So what do? You stop even trying to impress, and you get to work on what you really want. You get to work on your personal goals. Nobody cares. The truth is brutal. When you see what people say behind your back and you realize the situation, you realize, don't care. They're not saying it about you. It's telling you more about them. Nobody is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, and definitely not society, and definitely not the government. Not some version of yourself that suddenly wakes up and is motivated and disciplined. Nobody. And at first, that truth feels heavy. It feels unfair. It feels lonely. You may even resist it. You may spend years resisting it. Some spend their whole life living inside the illusion because the truth is just too brutal to face. Years of waiting for the perfect opportunities. Years of waiting for confidence. Years waiting for someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Years waiting for a sign. But life has a way of teaching the same lesson over and over again until you finally understand it. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is coming except yourself. If you have a doubt, let this truth sink in right now. And once you accept it, everything changes. You are free. The chains are broken and you're free to go and live your life now. Because the day you realize nobody is coming to save you is the day you stop waiting. And the day you stop waiting is the day that your life begins. Most men spend their entire life trapped in a prison of expectations. They expect life to be fair. This is called the fair world hypothesis. I see it everywhere, and it is far from anything true or real. They expect recognition for their effort. If you perform well at work, your boss will not think highly of you. He will think highly of himself for hiring a workhorse like you. They expect rewards for good intentions. They expect somebody to notice how hard they are trying and how good a person they are. But life doesn't work like that. The world is not cruel. The world is indifferent. And that is the difference. The storm does not care if you are ready. The mountain does not care if you are tired. The ocean does not care if you are afraid. Reality does not negotiate. Reality simply is. And the sooner you understand that, the stronger you will become. Because once you stop demanding fairness from life, you can focus on something far more important: responsibility. Responsibility is where power begins. Not blame, not excuses, not complaints. Responsibility. The moment you say, "My life is my responsibility," something awakens inside of you. Suddenly you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" And you start asking, "What am I going to do about it?" This question is a game changer because victims wait, warriors act. Victims search for someone to rescue them. Warriors become their own rescue. And that is why most men stay stuck. They are waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for the perfect plan, waiting for fear to disappear. Even the warrior will feel the fear. The difference is the warrior will feel the fear and act anyway. Confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after action. Strength does not come before struggle. Strength comes because of struggle. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving forward while fear screams at you to stop. You do not become ready and then begin. You begin and then you become ready along the way. That is how life works. Nobody tells you that. Nobody tells you that the successful man was terrified. Nobody tells you that the strong man once felt weak. Nobody tells you that the disciplined man once wanted to quit. You see the outcome. You do not see the battle. You see the victory. You do not see the years of preparation. You see the mountain peak. You do not see all the hours and details and painful, boring steps taken for the climb. And because you do not see the climb, you convince yourself that you are different. You convince yourself that they had something that you do not have. They have more talent. They have more luck, more opportunity. But that is rarely the truth. The difference is usually much more simple. They stopped waiting. Brother, just a little bit of work each day adds up enormously over a year, and over 3 years and 10 years, this is how it is done. While others are making excuses, the warrior is moving. While others are complaining, the warrior is building. While others are hoping, the warrior is working. And over time, extraordinary results are literally inevitable. This is where many men make a fatal mistake. They spend their lives searching for certainty, but certainty is a myth. You will never have all the answers. You will never know exactly how things will unfold. You will never feel completely ready. The man who waits for certainty waits forever. The man who acts despite uncertainty changes his life today. Think about every meaningful thing you ever have done. You didn't know exactly how it would turn out. You took the step anyway. You applied for the job. You started the business. You entered the gym. You approached the person. You took the risk. And every time you grew, it was because you moved forward before you felt ready. That is the pattern. Action first, clarity second, not the other way around. And yet millions of people spend preparing for a life they never actually begin, planning, researching, thinking, analyzing, waiting. All this while the most precious thing they have, time, is slipping through their fingers, because time is undefeated. Time does not care about your intentions. Time only rewards action. One day you wake up and realize 10 years have passed. The dream is still a dream. The plan is still a plan. The excuse is still an excuse. And the life you wanted is still sitting on the other side of decisions you never made. That realization is very painful, but it can also be liberating, because the future is not built by wishing. It is built by doing. Nobody is coming to carry you, and that is good. Carry yourself. Nobody is coming to discipline you, and that is good. Discipline yourself. Nobody is coming to believe in your dream, and that is good. Believe in your dream yourself, because the strongest people on earth all learned these same lessons. Self-reliance is freedom. Self-reliance is wild freedom. The moment you stop depending on external validation, you become dangerous. When praise no longer controls you, when criticism no longer controls you, when approval no longer controls you, you become impossible to manipulate. You stop living for applause. You stop shrinking to fit other people's expectations. You stop apologizing for your ambition, and you begin building a life that is actually yours. That is real freedom. This is wild freedom. Not comfort, not convenience. Wild freedom. The freedom that comes from knowing that regardless of what happens, you will find a way forward, because you trust yourself, and you have endured hardship, and you have survived failure, because every battle you have fought has made you stronger than you realize. And the world may not care about your dreams. The world may never applaud your effort. The world may never recognize your sacrifices, but do it anyway. Build anyway. Train anyway. Fight anyway. Because the purpose was never to impress the world. The purpose was to become the man capable of carrying the weight of his own destiny. The world will ask, "What do you think you are?" Life will ask, How badly do you want it? Fear will ask, what if you fail? And the man who understands this truth answers the same way every time. I do not need permission. I do not need approval. I do not need rescue. I only need the courage to take the next step. Because nobody is coming. And that is exactly why I will make it. This is Vision Quest, where the ferocious few come to remember who they are. Now stand up, take responsibility, take ownership, take action. It literally is all on you. It literally is completely up to you. Become the person you have been waiting for, because the one who saves your life, he has always been you.